is a practical product that connects truth to needs and challenges of people like you and I living in this rapidly changing world. Working with Author by James O'Donnell is a non-fiction of his personal journey of friendship with Author and how those fruits of friendship turned out to be a memoir to finding his faith. 1984 was a dramatic year in the life of James in school. 1984 was the year James' father, with whom he has struggled with, died. It was the year his employer rejected his compensation. 1984 was the year James' oldest son, at age 9 then, constantly thought of killing himself. And 1984 was the year James decided to divorce his wife. James, while trying to cope or rather run from these enormous challenges, discovered he had believed in nothing, trusted in no one, and had nothing sacred. And this was until he met with God. Hello, great mind, and welcome to EBS with Dorcas. I am your host. My tongue is the pen of a radio writer. A happy storyteller. If you're new in this channel, I am so much interested in enriching the mind, equipping the library, and developing a productive thinking pattern through reviews of Christian literatures cutting across all spheres of life. So I've got a book resource for you and I titled Working with Author, Finding God on My Way to New York by James O'Donnell, a spiritual memoir. Working with Author, Finding God on My Way to New York by James O'Donnell, a spiritual memoir. It's 151 pages book, nothing voluminous. And the choice of word by the author are simple to understand, so you don't necessarily need a dictionary beside you to grasp all he's trying to pass across. And the sequence in which the events unfolds are interwoven with one another that you can easily create a mental picture of all the author is trying to say. So let's go. Jim grew up in a broken and unhappy background. And as a result of this background, Jim has envisioned a perfect home with his marriage to Lizzie, where their exceptional yet to be born kids will never grieve their parents or witness experience arguments or disagreements over politics and television shows as they had while growing up. But what Jim and Lizzie got instead were two bright, handsome boys, of whom the oldest struggled with depression seriously, that the entire family had to be on therapy while he was at age 6. As a consequence of this unhappiness of this young precious child, a deep sense of failure crept into the lives of James and Lizzie. James had always wanted more. James had always felt that the world and everyone in it owed him due to the childhood experiences he endured. So James felt the grass must be greener in grammar school, so he bagged more certificates. Jim assumed that more money means more satisfaction. So at age 35, Jim was already earning hundreds and thousands of dollars yearly, got a wife, 2 beautiful kids. So on the outside, anyone who would say he would think and imagine, what a smarter, luckier, more successful and well put together guy he was. But on the inside, there was something wrong. There was this deep sense of failure and emptiness Jim constantly felt until he left God. Author, a man in his 50s, a Harvard graduate lawyer, just moved along to James' neighborhood from another New York suburb. And one of the weekends after, while Jim was pulling the grass and weeding his compound, Otto stopped by and introduced himself. And after then, they had series of conversations, exchanged pleasantries on their way to the train station. With their frequent walk to the train station on their way to work, Otto and Jim would talk about the world they live in, their families, the culture they swim in every day, their work. They read a book and share it and watch movies together. And with all these interactions, Otto would constantly ask Jim tough but important questions and end every conversation with a suggestion. With this consistent hello, random but casual suggestions made by author to Jim, and the vulnerability of author to sharing his personal life with Jim became a tool of influence in the life of Jim, who would, after the 3 days retreat, also suggested he went for, decided to be a responsible father and a more caring husband to his wife, Lizzie. But then, author will ask Jim 3 powerful questions that change his life forever. Personally, I deduce 3 PowerPoints from this book, Working with Author, Finding God and Married to New York by James Corden. First, this book reflects the reality of every typical human outside God. It reflects the reality of anyone who hold nothing sacred, trusted in no one, and believed in no one except in his ability. Jim, the main character here, was someone who was financially sophisticated. He was someone that trusted in no one. He got all he needed financially, and anyone who saw him on the outside would believe that all was perfectly well with him. Jim was trying to correct the errors from his parents due to the broken home he grew up. So he was driven by ambition, and Jim felt that more money means more satisfaction, and money could easily correct the errors made by his parents, because he had assumed that money was the only factor why the marriage of his parents failed. But what Jim didn't understand that ambitions only create earthly relevance, but do not give you this internal satisfaction and value. So while Jim had all he wanted financially and got all the earthly relevance he needed to success, he was actually diving into the same dead end his parent went into. He was trying to divorce his wife until he met a friend called Otto. So it shows the reality of every life outside Christ. That on the outside you look so good, you look thick away, you are someone that everyone would admire and wish to be, but on the inside there's always this deep sense of emptiness faced. Jim was a Harvard graduate. He got the certificate he needed, he got a good job, he had kids, he was married, he was financially sophisticated and comfortable. But what Jim lacked was satisfaction and fulfillment, and that he couldn't get outside God. Another point I derive from this book is that it reflects or exposes the struggle of any young believer. Jim began a walk with God, or began loving God, at the peak of the struggle he had, at the peak of the challenges he was going through. So he had assumed that everything is going to become perfect and rosy because he has met with God. But what he didn't understand is that starting a relationship with God or finding or working with God does not mean that everything automatically becomes perfect. As Jim would say that your relationship with God doesn't make things extremely perfect, but just make you to move from victory to victory, because you now be given the grace to overcome every challenge you face. So Jim will have to learn patience. Jim will have to learn how to submit his will to God's will. And Jim had felt that, okay, after you've started a relationship with God, God is going to set a hedge around you that will prevent you from swaying away. But he later got to understand that while you commit yourself, while you start up a relationship with God, your will wasn't taken away from you. God still gives you your will 100%, so you can still decide what and what to do. So Jim will have to learn how to yield himself, and it took him 9 years to completely yield himself to God's purpose. So no longer be driven by ambition, but be driven by purpose. And the third PowerPoint I drew out from this book is that it reflects what true friendship is all about. That a true friend is someone that encourages you, mentors you, and in the process unconsciously lives and passes on a genuine humble faith. Otto encourages Jim. The influence Otto had on Jim was by mere suggestions. He shared everything he wanted Jim to change up by presenting him a form of suggestion. And as he lived out all that he's been suggesting to Jim, Jim understood that he needed more. Also, just like Jim, they had bad graduates, took they've got the money, they've got the earthly relevance, but the advantage Otto had over Jane was that he had a relationship. He had something separate. He believed in something. Another twist is that friendship is all about vulnerability, it's about transparency. Before Jane met Otto, Jane was at the point of divorcing his wife. He had assumed that the struggle he's facing maritally would be best resolved through separation. The same thing in his parents' weddings. Until Otto was vulnerable enough to share that amongst these good things you say about him, he also had failed maritally by divorcing his first wife, and now he's having a struggle maintaining a relationship with his children. Otto exposed his own fear as his own failure as a father, and that became a turning point in the life of Jane. And Jane understood that, oh, we are not always as perfect, as good as the clothes we are in. We all have our own fears, our challenges, our weaknesses, our flaws, and your ability to open up your flaws, your challenges, shares your pains, your weaknesses with another, helps you to connect with the person. The person will feel like, oh, after all, we are human. So this book generally, or in summary, tells us the great good that real friendship can do in the life of everyone. I believe you've been blessed, and if you've been inspired by this book, I will implore you click on the notification button so you'll be notified when a new video pop in, and also drop your comments. You've been thinking, what are the 3 powerful questions that turn Jane's life forever? Well, go to the library and get a book. Remember, EBS with Doctors is not just to review the books, it's not just to develop the book, doesn't take you back, but it helps you to equip your library. So get the book to know the 3 powerful questions Otto asked Jane that changed his life forever. Thank you for staying tuned with me and EBS with Doctors. I am still your host, Doctors. I told you the pen of your reader. Anticipate the next book I will be reviewing, and until we meet. Bye.